In the process, you set the premise wrong. In Vice President Bawumia's regime, that's where the problem is. Samson, you and I know as lawyers, the constitutional authority of a vice president is that he's an assistant to the president. This is not Vice President Bawumia's regime. This is President Nana Akufo-Addo's regime. And the nature of the vice presidency, like I said, the finance minister has more constitutional authority because he's the representative of the president.
The president's voice overrules the finance minister.
Only the president overrules.
The finance minister works under the instructions of the president.
Yes.
That's the executive president we have.
But that's the point I'm making.
If the president gives power or assignment to the vice president, and projected him from the very start, that the reason I want you to vote for me is that I have an economic messiah in my boat. And he gets in and he goes on his sonar, you know, praises the vice president for a good economic management, and his senior minister praises him that vice president is the one, you know, leading us to our economic destiny. How should we attempt to exonerate him?
Nobody should do that if that is what happened. And we were all here and we saw it. And indeed, it falls on President Nana Addo to answer those questions. Look, I have seen people send me and put on the internet, Senior Minister Safo praising the Vice President and EMT for a good job done under his leadership and everything. That was the first term of this government. That was when that team was working. And again, I'm saying, if the facts are not there, they should come and say it. But my information was that that was the first term when things were working, the EMT was active, and when they gave the advice, they take it. Second term, everything changed. If the president projected him as this is going to be the person I'm going to rely on to do my economics and whatever it is, and then he proceeds not to listen to him, or he proceeds not to take the advice. And by the way, again, I keep saying that this is not what Vice President Bawumia is saying. He himself actually takes more responsibility than I give him. Okay, but the point I'm making to your question is that, for me, the fact that you have capabilities mean nothing if they will not be used. As far as I am concerned, I think if you see the utterances of this person before, and then some of the actions, and his utterances and actions after, you can get exactly where he's going. Let me take E-Levy, for instance. Look, clearly, he was against it because he made utterances that electronic transactions should not be taxed. It affects them. Then a decision is made by his boss that we are going to go this way, giving instruction to the finance minister, and then they go that way. And when people talk about why didn't he resign, whatever it is, see, when you don't have the prerogative, it is not your right to make the decision. And the person whose right it is to make the decision makes the decisions. You don't have any business saying you're going to resign. You've done your job. But look at what happens. He stayed there and he fought for the 100 cedi exemption. Okay, that's the driver-made thing that people don't seem to understand. The ultimate decision was we are going to do E-Levy.
In your...
Let me land on this. And it is done against his express. The record is there. Now, he stays in and says, okay, you are going to do it because it's your prerogative. Okay, but please, can you exempt the poor? He fights for it and gets that. That is what you get by staying there. But that is what it means when you say you are a mate. You don't make the decisions, but you do influence. Now, they could have refused that too. But at least he got that.
All right.
So see, when you give your ideas and advice and it's not taken, you cannot be held responsible. It's the person who didn't take it who should answer for it.